Namaste, everyone. I'm Jeni Ji. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to get these content, weekly videos on cosmic vibes. And also, make sure that you tune in live right here on YouTube because the next time I am going live offering free psychic clairvoyant readings is Friday, November the 29th at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, or 11 a.m. Pacific. For goodness sakes, tune in. Follow me on Jeni Ji Photography, on Jeni Ji Cousins on Instagram. I'm all over to get content. I will be posting more things myself personally up because I am making changes. So now listen up. Seriously, on the 19th of November, that was a really, really big day. Pluto went into Aquarius. How many of you felt, I feel a little different here? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just really not drawn to connect with those guys anymore. I'm just seeing more truth. Yes. If it's in a personal relationship, if it's within, like a coworker, a business partner, like your spouse, whatever it is, you're being shown reality. You're being shown truth. That day, I can tell you, I was sitting back and I'm like, there's certain people who I just don't connect with anymore. You start seeing more reality of how many people, let's say, have taken you for granted, have used you, who have said a bunch of bullshit to you, to be very blunt, how they're doing this and how they're doing that when they haven't been. They haven't been. Is it your partner? Is it your job? Is it business association? Like, you're going to know who that is, because we all have those limitations when we're like, I've had enough. I've had enough. We all have those limitations. So this is when that day, it shakes things up, in the world as well. Like, what else is new? Like, more truth is coming out, being exposed. That's just going to continue on and on and on and on. However, if you are a Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, Libra, be a little bit more careful during this time. Be really careful making decisions. Make sure that whenever you're making decisions about things, that you're like, you know what, this feels really right for me. I just can't anymore, or this just isn't working for me anymore. Just be really, really careful through this transit right now. We all should be, of course, careful because we have Mercury retrograde. We've been in this pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde, even right now, the pre-shadow, it gives you that opportunity to even get more clarity with situations. And it's a really, really good time to work on your health. So if you're like, you know what, I really need to make some changes with my health, or, maybe I need to go book, an appointment to see my doctor to finally get this looked at or resolved or whatever. Mercury retrograde, it's a really, really good time to make these changes. If you're starting a new wellness program holistically, or maybe a new diet or routine, or like whatever it is, it's a really super great time for that because it gives you that time to resolve issues, reflect on situations, revamp situations. So there's always the positives and the negatives. It officially starts on the 25th of November to the 16th of December. But because we're in the pre-shadow can be worse than the actual retrograde. So you have seen technical issues, electronical issues, and make sure that whenever you're sending messages, that you're like, okay, I'm sending it to this person specifically. This is what I want to say. And when you send it, make sure you look at it because you could have sent it to somebody else. Check your spam folder if you're waiting on documents to come in. But I sent that to you. I never got it. That can happen. Travel delays, delays with things. If you're traveling to a new location, there can be more havoc than if you're traveling to like a location that you have been before. Lost luggage, delays, all of these kinds of things. So you've already seen certain people coming back from your past. How have you guys handled that? You know, the good, the bad, the ugly. You have that decision to say, you know what? Yeah, let's get together, or let's resolve that situation, or no thanks. So you're going to find that your heart is going to be opening up a lot more. And by the way, Paula, you know, sending my love and a lot of light to you. I've got my angelic team wrapped around you. You'll be perfectly fine. Just saying, you know, but things happen, things happen. Things can really shake up. Expect the unexpected, you know, and whenever it's like expect the unexpected, it's like, oh my God, you know, like even today I had to go out. Like I had to go out this morning and oh my God, we had a major snowstorm. The roads were horrific, horrific, horrific. I'm like, oh, Jesus, please, Lord, have mercy. Please get me there and back, please. I was really freaked out. Of course, I slowed down. I was really, really careful, of course, right? But oh my God, I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. You know, so it is a time to slow down, whether or no weather. This retrograde will do that for you. So, you know, it's also a great time to really communicate with certain people, sharing more so from your heart. You know, I'm sorry, but this isn't working because of these reasons. Or, you know what? Let's have that talk. Let's get together. Some of you might be a lot more social this week as well. You're going to find that on the 22nd, 23rd, you could be feeling a little bit more emotional. You could be feeling, you know, I'm looking back on memories. I'm looking back on, I had to say goodbye this morning too, as well, to somebody, and it was a little emotional. I didn't think I'd get emotional, but you know, I started having tears and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you a hug and, you know, we won't even go there, but you know, you're gonna really feel your heart this week. If you're in alignment with your heart, you're gonna feel it. If you're stuck in your ego, you won't. So whenever you're stuck in your ego, you won't find that things are working out the way you want it to work out, because you're trying to control and force the situation and have things only your way and so on and so on. When you listen to your heart, take that time out, meditate on this, you're going to feel a beautiful energy coming in and be a lot more grateful for certain situations. You have seen a lot of different changes that you have been through, that you have accomplished as well. You're going to see, you know, more of these results this week, especially on the 24th and 25th. You're going to see that even more, you know, if it's certain projects you were working on, you know, and because we're supposed to be resting a little bit more, you could be a little bit more tired. It's like, you know, I'm really going to slow down. You know, even me, I've moved. I don't know how I did it. You know, it was all last minute. And I'm just like, how could I do all of this? Like, and make all of this happen just so quickly like that? And I haven't even had time to really sit back and reflect and all of these things. And you know, but I will, right? You know, it's like getting certain priorities done, getting certain things done and out of the way. You know, I don't like trip and falling over boxes myself, right? So, you know, it's going to be a day where you're going to want to maybe sit back and really rest and, you know, let me just kind of listen to my soul and meditate on what I want to change, you know, what I want to end, you know, maybe what I want to start, all of those things. So you're going to know which direction you're going to want to gravitate towards. Like I'm really getting and hearing strongly to go somewhere. It's been on my list for quite some time. I'm getting more and more and more and more drawn to there. It's on the other side of the world, mind you, but I am. So that very well could happen, perhaps, later this year. So for those of you who I've talked to about that, one of my big projects, you know where it's at, right? But I keep a lot of things to myself, and I don't share my projects and such for many, many reasons. But I am getting drawn there. So it's somewhere I'm going to be for a little while. However, now on the 26th and the 27th, you're going to find, and it's a really good time to really open your mind. Sit back, spirit. What messages do you have for me? I am open to receive messages. And when you're asking spirit to show you messages, it could be messages you don't want to see. It could be spirit could be showing you that job's not going to work out, that relationship isn't going to work out, certain things like that. However, is it not important to be shown what is not going to work, to save you grief, to save you that pain? But sometimes we have to go through a certain situationship or relationship before we're like, you know what? Oh, that was painful, but I had to go through that. I had to gravitate towards that direction in order for me to see that that's not the direction I want anymore. So don't have any regrets with certain decisions, because sometimes we have to do that to say, geez, I don't belong here, or, that wasn't the right relationship, or wasn't the right job, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It's really important to trust that process on the 26th and 27th of what direction you're getting pulled towards. Maybe that day I'll even hear even more so that location that I've been really pulled to go to. I mean, it literally was so strong this week. I wanted to book a flight and just go, but of course I didn't, because it isn't the right time at all, because I'm still resolving my move and getting settled and so on and so on. And it's not the right time of the year to go there right now anyway. So just keep your mind and heart open, because even on the 28th and 29th, you even might be more emotional those days, because as we're getting closer to, the end of the month, as we are reflecting back upon our month in November, you're going to start to have even more memories come to surface about, people that have passed on. It could be past relationships. It could be certain people that you're missing. It could be, maybe you did some major endings. And as we do endings, it can be painful. Ending a relationship with somebody can be very, very, very painful, of course. Of course. There's memories, good, bad, and ugly memories. However, it's really important to take a look at what just isn't working anymore. Where is it leading you to? Is it the same thing over and over and over again? Is it really getting you anywhere? Is it costing you money that you're not seeing the results of, that is truly getting you anywhere? Maybe you've been promised all of these things by somebody, or an organization, or your job, or your partner, and you're like, I've had enough. I'm done. We all have those limits. And when you're making decisions, make sure your heart is open. Don't close your heart because you're hurting. Keep your heart open to see the truth and to heal and work through it. Because as you are healing, you do take your power back. And you're going to see that this week even more. And I keep hearing some of you are going to be going through photos, old photos, memories of people or family that we've lost, that have passed on, or maybe we haven't seen them for a while. We have holidays coming up. There was the Thanksgiving, US Thanksgiving on the 28th. How many of you are celebrating Thanksgiving on the 28th? Right? How many of you are gathering around different friends and family? You know, there you always hear people say, "Oh my God, I don't want to get together with my family on like these holidays. Oh my God, no, I'm just gonna go away and book a flight, or I'm gonna, like I get that, right? Go on your own flow. Go on what feels right for you. However, you will still be healing and processing old wounds, old memories. Those, tears are going to sneak up on your eyes. Your heart is going to be a lot more open this week. You're healing past, memories. We have that Chiron energy coming in even stronger this week. So you're going to get triggered. Don't run from your emotions. Face them. When an emotion comes out, like this morning, when I had to say goodbye to somebody, I didn't expect I'd get all emotional because I'm a really strong person, but I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh my God. I gave him a hug and stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, wow, like, wow. So I'm not going to talk about it. Um, so, it's really important just to this week, as I mentioned, to really pay attention with who hasn't been honest with you. Ponder on that. Who has told you all of these things and promised you all of these things and nothing has happened? Or there's 101 excuses why, when you can easily and clearly see right through that. The only way you will see changes is to make that change happen. And sometimes as we make changes, it can be really hard. It can be painful. We don't want to hurt anybody intentionally. However, the longer you stay in that relationship or at the job or like whatever it is, better, you're going to continue suffering until you take those steps. It's all about walking away from feeling that betrayed. And I've had people say, wow, I feel really stupid and dumb for putting up with my person, for treating me like that, or for lying to me when I know that they are cheating on me or not being honest, or if it's a job or business connection or whoever, a friend, endings. When we let go of the wrong situations and people, new doors open. But some people like to hang on because they're like, I'm not going to get anybody better, or I'm never going to find another partner, or that's all fears. That's all fear energy. And whenever you get pushed and pushed, it's that pain that you go through that can truly open up new doors and bring you closer to your soul's calling or your soul's destiny when you trust the process. How am I going to do this? How am I going to make that happen? Just do it. Just do it. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I mean, I had to pay double, 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 double everything when I moved, double the rent. I still had to pay rent at my old place and my new place, like movers, cleaners, because I hurt myself in the move, plus hookup fees, plus damage deposit, like all of those things. We all know what it's like to move, all of that. Oh my God. I didn't worry about, I didn't go into fear zone of how am I going to get money coming in? No. When you really truly want something and you go after it, that's the power of intention. And when you align your soul with what you're truly wanting, you can manifest. When you visualize what it is you want, you're like, that's what I want. Use that power of intention. New doors open for you. You'll be really surprised. And then there's people like, wow, Jeni, I manifested that. Now I don't want it. And that's perfectly okay too. Because sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to end this. Sometimes we have to this and have to that. Right? That's how you learn. That's how you guys learn. We all learn, we all make mistakes, but it's like, oh my God, that didn't go well. Don't be hard on yourself, for goodness sakes. Don't be hard on yourself. We're all human. We all screw up. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. That's life. What's more important is, what did you learn from that? What truly did you learn from that? Reflect back. That's why it's like this week is going to be slowing down a bit. Your heart is going to be more open. It's going to be why. It's going to be you're feeling your heart more. If you're in alignment with your heart, if you're listening to your ego, you won't. You won't feel it. There'll be more challenges and frustrations and stuff, right? So now I'm going to pull a couple of cards as well. I don't use cards when I do readings because I'm clairvoyant. However, because we're doing this collectively, I'm going to pull a card and not everybody will resonate with this. Now, also, these planets affect all of us and our animals. So you might find the 23rd and the 24th, your digestive system and your intestine area, like your stomach area, might be off. So pay attention to what are you eating? Like sometimes if we have spicy foods or something that, oh, I had dairy or certain foods, as we get older or even as our energy changes, we do a lot of healing and clearing. Yes, the energy in our body and the vibrational frequency changes. So there's certain foods, let's say, that you used to really like, and you're like, oh God, I can't eat that anymore. Where there's some people saying, oh my God, Jeni, I never used to like cucumbers and now I can't get enough because your energy and frequency is changing. This is a huge year of health, especially during Mercury retrograde. It's really big time to make changes with your health. So 25th and 26th, you're going to find your kidneys and your bladder area could be a lot more sensitive, and to your animals as well. And to your animals, it affects your animals. You might find you might have itchy skin, and your veins could be like, oh my gosh, why are my veins like popping out, right? That's the planetary energies that comes through. So, but anyways, let's pull a couple of cards and just see what the spirit world has to say for you. And make sure you clear these cards, by the way, before you use them. I always say, Spirit, what deck should I use for the video? So the first deck I'm going to use here, because we have the heart being open. Some of you might, get engaged this week or find out you're pregnant as well. People from our past are coming back. There could be romance. Your ex is coming back. I already had an ex contact me and I said, no, thanks. So the romance angels, Doreen Virtue. I'm going to use this deck. Let's see what romance is coming up. Right? From the 22nd to the 29th. Like, God, we're in Sagittarian season. We're already like December's only just right there, that's crazy. The year's so fast. We're going into Universal 9 year, by the way, in 2025. What's the message from the universe from the 22nd to the 29th right away? Well, what a coincidence, right? Heart to heart conversations. Now, what did I say? Your heart is opening up this week. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Yes. You should always be honest. You should always speak from your heart. When you're speaking from your heart, you're in alignment from your heart. If we have to end a certain situation, I'm sorry, this just isn't working for me anymore because of this and this and that, whatever it is, be in alignment with your heart. Maybe there's people you haven't talked to quite some time that you're like, I'd really like to go see this person, family or friend. Have a heart-to-heart conversation with them. Scorpio. I don't know why I'm hearing a Scorpio for some reason. I get messages 24/7 from spirit, but something with Scorpio. So I don't know what it is. Let's hear more message from Scorpio. Scorpio. Haven't heard anything more, but spirit, if there's more of a message about a Scorpio, maybe a Scorpio is going to come to me. Maybe, I'm just saying, I don't know, but anyways, okay. So let's pull some past life cards. Past life, with Doreen Virtue, another Doreen Virtue here, because there are people from our once upon a time ago lifetime coming back even more and more and more this week. And, there could be exes coming back, people from your past coming back, and Mercury retrograde as well. By the way, it's not a time to start a brand new relationship. It's not, because communication can be out and there can be a lot more challenges and such. So if you have met somebody new or somebody from your past comes back, don't rush into anything. Just kind of take your time. I'm just saying, you'll thank me later. Take your time. I'm not saying the relationship isn't going to work. What I'm saying is don't rush into anything quickly. Wait till the retrograde subsides, December, right? So what is the message from the 22nd to the 29th? 22nd to the 29th. Karmic relationships, like, oh my gosh, what did I just say? Karmic relationships, be careful. As I mentioned, there was an ex that came back. He reached out to me, but I just ignored it pretty much because I already know what he wanted. So, whenever we get involved with certain karmic relationships, we can pay the price and suffer and go through pain and all kinds of things like that. Right. So it's really important to really pay attention to who is in your life. And even this is endings as well with karmic relationships. I said with Pluto coming in with Aquarius, there's going to be sudden endings. It could be sudden endings with a job, business, your partner, friendship, whatever. Karmic relationships are, what have you learned from that experience? We all have soul contracts with other people and everything. And even when I end certain situations, let's say, I'm always grateful for what I learned from it and the time I shared with that person, good, bad, and ugly. And I always reflect back, geez, what did I learn from that? And so on and so on. However, when you pay attention to red flags, especially, that's a sign from the universe to say, hey, you know what? We're showing you that this person hasn't been honest with you, that this person has been taking you for granted, has been using you, has been not honest with you, like all of those things. Or pay attention to what is not working. Can you readjust things to make it work? However, how many times have you done that and they're not getting it? They just start bullshitting to you all over again. Oh, yeah, we'll do this and we'll do that. We'll make those changes. Temporary. And then it goes back to the same thing over and over and over again, right? So, reality, keep your eyes open, you guys. So, let's have a little chat with our animal kingdom. I'm also an animal communicator, by the way. So, one of my animal decks are by Stephen Farmer, Power Animals Oracle cards. Let's see what messages come through from our animal kingdom. From the 22nd to the 29th, what is the message from the animal kingdom? 22nd from the 29th, what messages right away? Oh, empathy, the koala. Speak less and listen more. You know how I said, like, I'm somebody who I observe a lot. I sit back, I observe a lot. And I don't say much. I can see, I'm clairvoyant. I can see what's going on. And yet somebody tries to pull a fast one over me or tries to bullshit. I don't say anything. I'm just like, I observe. And then I end situations because you have enough, right? Or, you know what I mean? Or I don't get involved with it, or no thanks, thanks for reaching out, but I'm just going to pass right now, and whenever you have, like, the more sensitive you are, you're going to be more empathic. So as your heart is opening up more this week, as I said, you are going to be more compassionate towards others. Make sure you're compassionate towards yourself. Make sure you look at yourself and see what you're going through or have experienced or what you're healing from. Give yourself some love. Show yourself some love. Maybe treat yourself to something if you can. That's self-love and self-care. Maybe turn your phone off for the day and sit back and watch some movies or read a book or do something. You know what I mean? So isn't it isn't it amazing how the cards from the universe talk to us? Like, how perfect are these cards right now? Alrighty, I hear you. Okay, so I just heard my other deck come in. And I have other crystal decks, by the way, but I go by what deck I keep on getting, and I'm unpacked. So I can grab, believe me, different decks. However, again, I'm using this deck, Crystal Daily Crystal Inspiration by Heather Askin. I love my crystals. Here's one of my angel cousins. Oh, this is really heavy. I got a few of these angel wings. This is a really big, large crystal. It's very heavy. I have a few of these heavy crystals. I have a couple of beautiful angel crystals around Bella's, my dog who had passed away. I have a little where her ashes are, and candles and angels and all kinds of stuff around there. And I have a couple of these larger angel crystals by her. So, what is the message for our crystals from the 22nd to the 29th? And always go by what you were drawn to, like what you were drawn to, not by what other people say. Because I could be drawn to this angel, angel crystal here, and you could be like, no, I'm not drawn to it. And I would say, go by what crystal you're drawn to. Like, which one do you resonate with? Which one is calling you in? So let's find out. Right away, this fell over. I guess I was shuffling. A gate. Get back into balance. Yes. It's so easy to get off balance. Whenever we are listening to our heart, whenever we start taking time out for us, setting boundaries, self-care, self-love, we can get back into balance. This week, as you're opening your heart, showing yourself more compassion and love and kindness, and showing others more compassion, love, and kindness, you will find you will get back into balance because you're going to be hearing your soul speak and not your ego. So you might be finding as you're resting more this week, as I mentioned, which is important, things are going to come back into balance more and more and more and more. And you're going to hear those messages coming through louder and clearer. I love my crystals. I love my crystals. I have a lot of crystals. Alrighty then. Which deck here? Which deck here, Spirit? I'm getting pulled to the both of them. Which one? This one. Okay. This one here is Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. Green is the heart chakra, by the way, as well. You can also wear like pink quartz crystal, to help you open up your heart. I do have pink quartz, but I don't have any right close by me here. I also have pink quartz by Bella's ashes too. That is the message from the 22nd to the 29th. And you might also find that during this time, you might feel that your loved ones or your friends, let's say, are being more protective of you. You could find that, what I'm really feeling, even the spirit world being around me, like even when I had to drive on these horrific roads here, believe me, I was like, Spirit, whoever, because I get messages all the time, whoever it is that can step in and go with me in my vehicle, come with me and then come back. Yesterday, I had to go out even, and I was sliding sideways on ice. It was crazy. It was insane. So anyways, for those of you who have the winters, you know what I'm talking about. From the 22nd to the 29th. Slow down, for God's sakes, this week especially. Trust the process. Trusting the process. Trust the process. You're going to have more faith this week. You're going to start trusting the process more. because you're going to understand why things happen the way they did. You know, a lot of synchronicity. I've seen a lot of synchronicity for myself, you know, coming together and so on and so on. But sometimes it's hard to see that because when we're going nonstop every day, it can be really hard to see that. However, when you slow down, especially this week, and you're like, wow, like during my move, when I was moving over every day, I was taking loads over every day in my car. There was no snow. There was no snowstorm. When the movers came, there is no snow, there is no snowstorm. However, oh my God, it now is a whole different process situation. So I was truly grateful for having that opportunity to be moving every single day, bringing carloads over every single day, and for the movers to have a really good day with weather as well. Like, I was so grateful from spirit for that. So grateful. The last thing I want to do is ever move in the winter. However, this opportunity came up where the spot where I wanted to be opened up for me at the right timing. So anyways, let's just kind of top it off here with one last card because I was drawn to this other deck as well. You know, like make sure you guys, you know, like my channel. It helps. You know, subscribe to my channel to get content and such like that. I'm gonna, you know, change it up a little bit here and there too. Let me know what you guys would like to see. You know, and so on. My channel might look a little different, might start looking a little different, but it's the way it is. The Oracle of Portals, the Tess Whitehurst portal energy. We had that main portal coming in, and oh my goodness sakes. Oh my God, you guys would have known if you pay attention. So, what's the message from the spirit world, angels, 22nd to the 29th? It's the message from our spirit world. I just say spirit world because I get messages from so many different sources. I just don't, somebody says, who do you channel with? And I'm like, so many different energies, so many. There's not just one. And I'm not going to go on how many or no, because no, there's no need to. And how very kind of cool is this card? We're walking into the unknown, expect the unexpected. You know, we're constantly walking into the unknown every day because there's more truth being exposed. You know, and all I've ever said is, you know, the only thing that's constant is change. Change. The only way you will see any changes made is for you to make change happen. That's it. What do you want to change in your life? Like, what is not working for you? Why are you still in it? Oh, but Jeni, it's really hard. I get that. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. Nobody, you know, can be really hard making changes with certain things. And, you know, like that's what short-term goals are for and long-term goals are for. You know, I have short-term goals and I also have long-term goals. So long-term goals don't happen in a day, right? You know, short-term goals you can make happen in a day. It just depends on what you're wanting. However, if you want to know what's going to come up for you, tune in on the live readings here on the 29th of November and ask me a question. Ask me a question, for goodness sakes, right here on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Make some comments. Let me know what you guys would like to see and so on and so on. You know, like follow me on Instagram, Jeni Ji Cousins, Jeni Ji Cousins. I'll follow you right back. So anyways, let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know what's going on. And for my American friends and family in the US, have an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving. And ask yourself, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? I'm very grateful. I have some beautiful friends, amazing soul tribe friends. So grateful, so thankful, and so grateful. All right, you guys, namaste.